Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This little essay is called Sustaining a Marriage After 51 Years. My wife Barbara and I have been together for 51 years, for, quote, living in sin, plus 47 of official marriage. While our relationship isn't made in heaven, we have learned how to make it work here on earth. Well, sort of. Another disclaimer, my guess is that most of the following tips won't work for you, but I'd be satisfied if you can find one that's worth trying. The first one is accept your differences. This is key. Once you decide to be permanent, the risk-reward ratio is poor of trying to encourage your partner to change in more than modest ways. So, for example, my wife has stopped trying to make me less intense and more interested in travel, dancing, family, and work-life balance. I accept that she's not quite as kind to me as I wish she were. Next tip, we do the together things that work for us. We both like binge-watching TV series, walking with the dog, having couples over for dinner, and playing gin rummy. We have kept all our gin rummy scores since 1977. We have 3 books full. Next tip, embrace separate lives. Because of the aforementioned differences, I encourage Barbara to, when, for example, travel by herself or with a girlfriend. Yeah, I feel lonely when, for example, she often goes to speak at far-flung conferences and to see our daughter and grandkids on the East Coast. But I respect her right to do things on her own, and she respects my right not to, and to do some things that I like to do on my own. Avoid pressing hot buttons. She doesn't like getting advice, so when I have something to suggest, my rule of thumb is to say it once and then let it go. I'm usually able to restrain myself from further pressing unless, in listening to her response, I believe there is an additional strong argument I should make. Compromise when realistic. I'm more of a saver, she a spender. Because we're financially okay, I've learned to accept Barbara's greater materialism. I respect her enough that I try to restrain myself from asking, do you really need that, and how much does it cost? Keep acknowledging our strengths. We both respect each other's intelligence, ethics, practical efficacy, and being well-adjusted. We are grateful for our home, including the builder and the workman who, even though it's just a tract home, did a fine job. We're grateful for our neighborhood and the weather, the climate. I'm grateful that Barbara has remained slim and healthy, and I'm not much worse. Praise where possible. I'll admit that here I am better at that than she is. I praise and thank her for her common sense, her great cooking, her career success that continues to ascend despite not being a kid, and her beauty. She really does look better than most of her age peers. Some of that's her genes. Her family is long-lived, but also she has discipline around eating that I wish I had. Live apart. Yeah, I know that's not realistic for most couples, but after living together for 25 years, Barbara was elected Napa County Superintendent of Schools, and by law, she must live in that county. Initially, I stayed in our home in Alameda County, not Napa County, only as an interim, but we found that we enjoyed the balance of living separately, but seeing each other regularly. Indeed, every night, after my last client of the day, I drive the 45 minutes to see her. And on the weekends, we spend maybe 4 or 5 hours, but on the weeknights, just 2 or 3 together, and then, would you believe, I drive back home to Oakland, usually around 11 o'clock, because we've grown comfortable sleeping alone. We do speak during the day, usually once or twice. That may be too much information, but maybe it's going to be helpful to some of you. So, as with many of my little self-help videos, is there at least one idea that I've offered you that you would like to try? In any event, that little essay or article, whatever you want to call it, is called Sustaining a Marriage After 51 Years. In any event, I thank you for watching. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel, and certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 32 books. Probably the one most relevant to this is Relationship Stories or How to Do Life, but all 32 are on Amazon. Just go there, search on my name, Marty Nemko, Nemko, and you will find more than you can stomach. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.